are supreme and ultimately nobody else can say anything about the law which they make. I didn't believe in this at all because in the Constitution of India, democracy, the system we are following, there is nothing called supreme except the Supreme Court is called the supreme, there is nothing else is supreme. I know, so far as making of law is concerned, it's the legislature which makes the law because people can't make laws like many political leaders say that the laws can't be made in Maidans and morchas and we all know law can be made within the four corners of the parliament or the state legislature, wherever it is. But the question is, after that, the law can still be challenged before a court of law, and the court of law can strike it down as being ultra vires of the constitution. Therefore, parliament is not supreme in that sense. And the system also, I'd like to say in the beginning itself, the legislative lawmaking system is such, as I've understood it, that when the government prepares a draft bill or a private member prepares a draft bill, a copy of which is given to all the members of the concerned house, be it the parliament or the legislature. According to my understanding, the member of that house being only a representative of the people of India is supposed to go to his constituency and discuss the contents of this bill with his constituents who are interested in knowing what exactly is happening. Then carry an opinion which he forms from the different opinion that he gathers from his constituents, discuss it in the parliament. He should be an active participant, whichever the bill, whether it refers to his constituency or it's an All India bill or a bill which doesn't refer to his constituents at all, but then he is a member of the lawmaking body. Therefore, he should participate. His only business is that. He has no other business. Except that now they have diverted it into either for influencing the bureaucracy for transfers or the ministers, influencing the ministers for transfers or getting contracts and other things and all. Under the constitution, the business of the elected representative is to represent his constituents in the assembly or the parliament. Beyond that, there is nothing. And they meet hardly for 60 days or 65 days in a year. Then they are supposed to come back to the constitution. But that system is forgotten now. The ministry concerned drafts a bill, maybe it goes to the law commission, they take their opinion, they put it in the website, some interested people might download it and discuss it and by themselves, not with the help of their representatives. And our representatives don't even get in touch with us. Once they are elected, then we see them after during the next canvassing days only. Otherwise, we don't see it. It is in this context, for the first time, when All India agitation started, that there should be a right to the people of India to make suggestions. I mean, maybe it started by a small group. It could be questioned whether that group really represents the civil society, or it is only 4 or 5 people who are doing it. Be that as it may, they are also members of the civil society. As we have seen, as this has happened in Goa, in Lokpal bill also, the Jan Lokpal bill was drafted after seeing the draft bill of the Government of India of 2010, which was the 8th draft that was produced in nearly 44 years. Every time a bill is prepared, it's never even presented to the House. Maybe once it went to the Lok Sabha, then the House was dissolved, it never came back. For the 8th time, that bill was prepared in 2010. Some people saw that bill and they said, this is nothing. This is an eyewash. So let us draft one and discuss with the government. Not that we be given the right to go to Parliament and debate it there or vote it for it. No, that was not the intention at all. But some people who are elected representatives suddenly realize that their right or duty, I would call it more, is being usurped by somebody who is not an elected person. You would have read it in the paper. One member of Parliament saying, who are you? Unelected, unelectable tyrants. Who are you to say this? We are the representatives. In reality, if you take the election watch for the period 2004-2009 Parliament, in the Lok Sabha, for the 5 years, out of 547 odd members of the Parliament, Only 174 scope for the entire 5 years. What is this talk saying? We are the ones, we will discuss, we will tell the government. If you are interested in making it, you would have met your constituents and discussed it. Therefore, let us not be under an illusion that the citizens of India who have been totally kept out of this process. No. Our inputs are also as much necessary. Now the standing committee says, if you want, you can come before us and explain it to us. That concept of you have no voice in this and only an elected representative has his voice, I think is no more in this thing. Some people ought to have learned it long time back, they have learned it now at least. So we have an opportunity of discussing this bill. We have done it so far as Goa bill is concerned many times, and I have seen various versions that's count. The Honorable Chairman of the Law Commission is here, and they have prepared a bill of 2011, and there is the original Goa Lokayukta bill of 2003, and there are others who have commented on both these bills. I have just run through it because I got the copies in the morning only. Let me tell you, I have said once before also, the Goa Lokayukta bill of 2003 is good. So was the Karnataka Lokayukta Act of 1984. But over 25 years of functioning of this Act, we do find certain discrepancies or certain this thing where you get bogged down, you can't move forward. Therefore, I myself, as well as my predecessor, and when he joined office in 2001, had asked for certain more powers. Letters were written, and it was pending with the government. One of the governments of which limited power, I think in 2008, I think, did send a recommendation to the governor, asking him to promulgate a ordinance in regard to granting Somoto powers to the Karnataka Lokayukta with reference to the bureaucrats. Though it was asked against political bureaucrats as well as executive bureaucrats. It's only the executive bureaucrats against whom it was given, but then the governor said, no, you are going out of office, therefore I will not promulgate an ordinance. It was not done. I have seen, let me first comment on Goa Lokayukta Act, original Act 2003. Of course, the draft given to me has a lot of typos, and I will not comment on that. But it is in 2003 itself, it had conferred the Somoto power on the proposed Lokayukta. That's a very good thing, which is not there even in Karnataka Lokayukta Act, which is by an amendment, it was made applicable so far as the bureaucrats are concerned. One thing I would like to say about the persons who are qualified to be the Lokayuktas. If you are going to have a single member Lokayukta, unlike the proposed Lokpal bill, then I think it is better to have persons who have held some public office and whose performance in the public office has been perceived or noticed by people at large. That is either the judges of the Supreme Court. It may be difficult for Goa because not many people have gone to the Supreme Court. I, for one, I am an advocate of a local person being appointed as a Lokayukta. The main reason is that he can easily interact with the locals. See, Karnataka suffered from 2000 to 99 or the same. They were outsiders. Both Lokayukta and Lokpals were from outside. They did not know the local language. They did not know the local problems. One came from Punjab, and the Lokayukta came from Lokpal, the Lokayukta came from Uttar Pradesh. Then the next man came from the Bengali, who was Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, with another Lokayukta from Uttar Pradesh. None of them knew the local language. Nobody nobody in Karnataka knew up to 2001 that there was an institution called Lokayukta. It's only when Justice N. Venkatachara came, when his proactive actions made people understand, oh, we have an ombudsman-like body called Lokayukta in Karnataka. That's how this is. So in that context, I would suggest, have a personally retired judge there. Never a bureaucrat. I've seen it, they're there. In Maharashtra, the Lokayukta is a bureaucrat. A judge whose performance has been watched by the people of Goa. I think should be. Not a person who's qualified to be a judge there. It could be any lawyer who has put in 10 years of practice. That certainly, that's my personal view. Maybe I'm a little bit prejudiced because I was a judge for a short while and then I became the Lokayukta, so I want that Lokayukta to be from my ilk only. And maybe so you judge it for yourself. But my reasoning is this, that a person's performance to act independently and boldly is there amongst the judiciary, some at least in the judiciary, which would have been watched by the people. Putting a qualification, who's qualified to be a judge of the High Court, I think is a little dangerous. It will give a wide room for misuse of the power. When you get a strong government, nobody can question it. And what happens thereafter is most people know about it. I have a little reservation about that in the 2003 bill.